sort of an impromptu live. Sorry, still getting the camera set up. Sort of an impromptu live. I wasn't even sure if I would have any power yet today. We had a pretty catastrophic storm where I live, and I live in the woods, so high wind storms are not such a great thing. We had a lot of trees uprooted. We have a park here that our homeowners association owns, and it's basically destroyed. So we spent a couple days cutting up trees and removing stuff, and we didn't have power for 4 days. So I'm just happy to be back and have some power. Now I decided to do a live because I have a ton of mail that I haven't been able to get to yet. Just been busy with other things. There's been a little bit of news in the hobby I want to talk about a little bit. If anyone wants to join in, that would be great. Please feel free to use the chat as you have things to share. I'm going to pull my laptop up here so we can cover some of these topics, but I think we'll start with the mail. That'll be more fun. I do have a couple of neat pieces in some of this mail. I don't even know exactly what it is. I haven't opened any of it, so we'll do it together, I guess. I was able yesterday to finally get all my orders shipped out, so I appreciate patience for anybody who had bought something from eBay from me and was waiting. It did take a day or two longer to ship stuff out. Obviously, without power and no internet, it made it very challenging to get any of that stuff done. But I did get everything out yesterday, so I'm totally caught up. If something's missing or I didn't get an item shipped out to you for whatever reason, please let me know. I definitely want to make sure that we get anything, um, out that's supposed to go out. Okay, enough about that. Let's get into some mail, and then I want to do um, look at some sports card news for today. Hold on. I gotta get back to. Got too much in the way here. Trying to get to the news station here. Okay. All right. Okay. So first thing we'll do is open some of this mail and see what's in here. I might be a little bit as surprised as you to see what's in here. This, like I said, I've been holding some of this stuff for like a week. This is just a long envelope. I'm assuming it's just a couple of cards. Looks like it might be a folded up card page. Okay, I remember this. I'm trying to buy some Jordan stuff, lower end Jordan stuff for cheap if I can. So I got this whole page of these Upper Deck scoring record Jordan cards. Let's take one of these off. So it kind of covers the decade, so it has this kind of like film look on each side, and then it's got a couple of years that it covers. It talks about his records and so forth. So nice looking cards. Are Upper Deck, of course, as he's exclusive to Upper Deck. One of the things I find really interesting about Jordan that I think some people don't realize is they can't make new cards of Jordan. So when you buy a lot of these products now, you'll see I wonder, yeah, him and LeBron, I believe, and Tiger Woods is the other one. Upper Deck has exclusivity to them, so Panini can't make any products, Topps can't make any products with them in it. So whatever Jordan stuff is out there is all you can get. So him being so highly collectible and in demand, I think pretty much any Jordan card, for the right price, of course, is a decent buy that way. Same with LeBron. No, LeBron, should correct myself. LeBron is a little bit of an exception because while he's still playing in the league, they can, of course, make cards of him. But once he's done, that's it. You won't see any new LeBron stuff. Okay, we got this little package here. Let's get into this thing. packed very well, whatever this is. This is definitely a lot as well. That's kind of what I've been looking to buy. Lots of players I don't have a lot of stuff of, but are in GOAT conversations, if you will. Is the best way to put it, because it's kind of hard to claim a GOAT. You know, statistics don't lie, but there's other parts, I believe, to crowning a GOAT. Personality, popularity, achievements outside of their sport, records that'll stand, you know, things like that. Championships, I mean, you name it. There's lists and lists and lists of ways to categorize a GOAT. So this is a more Barry Sanders stuff. So I just got a big lot of 120 Barry Sanders cards, I want to say, about a week ago. And then I also bought this lot. I think this was $8. And there's a lot of this type stuff. Like 90s low-end inserts like this. And some a little bit more premium brand type stuff. You got stuff like this. Aurora. Bowman's Best. Nothing super fancy in here. I do like these, the future cards from Upper Deck. Brett Favre sell really well on those. Some top space, you know. Just some stuff that should be able to sell. Pro Picks insert out of Wild Card. This mint card is pretty sweet. Barry Sanders has been, this Molten Metal is pretty awesome. It's been a decent seller for me. And I never really like went after some lots, but I have so much Favre stuff and Brady stuff that I kind of added Barry now to the mix. I sort of accidentally bought that big lot. I got it for a lot cheaper than I thought it would go for. So since now I have Barry stuff, might as well buy into it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. So that's a Barry lot. I did sell a couple cards already out of the other Barry lot. Not a ton of them, but there were some nice inserts and stuff in that one, so that one should do pretty well over time. This is more just kind of like base card filler type stuff. It doesn't make sense for me to have like one card of a player because I try to sell multiples. When you're selling lower end stuff, multiple card purchases sort of save the day because of the combined shipping, and you know, you pay the one fee. I got this one here I'm opening. You pay the one fee for the one fee to eBay for the final value fee and that kind of stuff. So I'd rather buy lots and, you know, make sure I have enough of a player to make it worth it. Okay, so here's another little lot. I don't know, maybe 15 cards or so. Let's see what these are. I don't think this is Barry. I think that was the only Barry Sanders lot. This might be Brady stuff. So don't get me wrong, I'm still buying Brady. Be a fool not to. I do think this is Brady's last year. He even really sounded like that the other day when they talked to him, that he's has less and less desire to play. So I don't know. I think this is going to be it for him. To me, that seems, that kind of a statement from him, which has never come out before, is kind of like a preparatory statement, so that at the end of the year he doesn't get hounded about coming back, not coming back. I think he's going to kind of maybe see how the year goes a little bit, but I think he's going to make a decision well before the end of the season. So this is Brady stuff, just some base. Some more mosaics. This playoff ticket. I bought some playoffs, or some contender stuff. New contender stuff, and it's done really well. Just base card stuff. So optics. There's an unbreakable insert, hot stars insert. So again, nothing too fancy, too expensive. Here's the other hot stars, the Tampa Bay version. Just some good stuff that was cheap, easy to flip, that kind of thing. Alright, so, and I did make a sales day video yesterday. Since I had so much stuff to ship out, I thought, well, there's enough content here for a video, and I haven't made a video in a few days, so I'm going to try to get that out either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's a holiday and I'm not working, which worked out perfect, because obviously I'm behind on a lot of stuff with the storm. So I'm going to try to do some of that and maybe get some videos up as well. Okay, this is kind of an interesting lot. And I got this really cheap. So this is a little bit outside the bounds of what I would normally buy. But I was intrigued by it, and I think it'll do really well. These are all legit. So this is some vintage stuff. So I've got a Terry Bradshaw here. And that is from 1980. Here's another one, which I think this is 83, if I remember correctly. Yep, 83. So trying to pick up some more big name stuff out of vintage. So this is kind of cool. Tony Gwynn, 1983 Donruss. And if you can get this stuff cheap enough, I want to say I paid $14 for these, and there's what, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. There's 9 cards. So we've got some better stuff coming up here. Here's a Barry Bonds Donruss rookie. The Rookies rookie. A Don Mattingly 84 Topps rookie. This is a I believe this is Tony Gwynn. Is this 83? Second year Tony Gwynn Fleer. Tony Gwynn stuff is done pretty well for me. So Mark McGwire Donruss rookie, rated rookie. Pretty well centered. Corners look good. And these cards are in nice shape too. So this is the 86 Fleer Update Bonds rookie. I don't really have any Bonds stuff, so I thought that was a good buy. And this is the card that interested me the most. This one's a tad off center, but corners look nice. This is a tough card to grade. This is Greg Maddux, Donruss, the rookie. Those are Gwynn rookies. Okay, thank you. Thanks for correcting me. I don't know much about the Gwynn market. I've gotten some base cards of stuff here and there. Actually, I think I even got some for free in a Derek Jeter lot I bought, and I just throw them up there for a couple bucks, and they sell. It's Tony Gwynn stuff sells pretty well, so I thought that was a really cool lot. A lot of nice rookies of Hall of Famers and stuff, and I got it pretty cheap, so I thought that would be fun. I might even PC some of that. That Greg Maddux is pretty appealing to me. I'm a Cubs fan, so I don't know. We'll see. And then I got this last one here. Then we'll get into a little bit of news and hobby notes, if you will. It's a pretty nice envelope, opened easily, so I might hang on to that one, reuse that for shipping. That's another key to cutting down your cost. Reusing some supplies is a must. And then you've got these nice little bubble bags. I mean, these are great to reuse too, so try to pull the tape nice off of those. This is all Brady stuff. They're all top loaded, which I love. It obviously helps with reusing the supplies again. So this was packed very, very well. Brady and Jimmy G. Brings back some memories. Some 05 Bowman Chrome. This one is kind of funny. This is kind of like a, what do you call this, an ASIO card or whatever. It's like not licensed. It's kind of fan made. This stuff actually sell. I mean, I'll throw it up there for a few bucks and it'll sell. 21 Donruss. And then Rookies and Stars, and this is nice. A third year playoff honors. Early Brady stuff just does well. Football stuff isn't doing that great right now because it's not, again, on the minds. It's coming up to that time pretty quickly here with basketball being done and hockey is done, I believe. I don't follow hockey real close, but I believe that the finals are done for hockey. So Football's going to be the big focus once the All-Star break hits in baseball. So I just wanted to add a few more things, if I and it's a good time to get deals too. So here's an 06 Bowman Chrome. Believe it or not, those Chrome base cards. I mean, I'll get like $10 for that. They're insane. Here's a pretty cool absolute. I think this is 16. Yep. So this is all stuff well before. This is 2011 certified. This is all stuff printed before the boom, when printing numbers were still reasonable. This is not. This is printed in probably Select's highest ever printing year, but that's okay. And then this one is 2017 Elite. The 17 stuff does really well because anything that's sealed is going to stay sealed because of Mahomes in it. So I try to make sure I buy those years as well. So that's the stuff I got in. Nothing like earth-shattering or super high end or anything. I was pretty intrigued by the baseball rookies and stuff. And thank you so much. I'm glad my power's back on too. But anyway, so just some solid things in the mail. So let's go take a look at a little bit of the news and we can discuss some of that. Does anybody have anything that they've heard in the news that they want to talk about? Otherwise, I'll just get right into some topics that I wanted to cover. I'm going to try to tilt just a tad. There we go. Okay. So, Panini released a Warriors Championship card set. No shock there. Anything they can print and get some money out of. There's now some pretty good debate from what I've seen that Curry can be considered greatest of all time. I don't know about that. I think he changed the game in a certain way, and I think he's definitely in the top 5. But I just don't think that he impacted the game the same way Jordan did, or Kobe. To me, because of who I watched, in my years of watching basketball, Kobe's still the big game changer to me. But I don't think he's on the GOAT top of the list for most people. I think Jordan is still the one up there. Jordan or LeBron. Let's see. LeBron will be interesting. I think it kind of depends on how he finishes out. He's had so many finals appearances, MVPs, points, all that stuff, assists. So it'll be interesting to see, where he finishes, like in all the numbers categories, and if any of his numbers can be beaten. Bowman Inception has come out for baseball. It's been a pretty good set. There's some good inserts and stuff in there, short prints. So that's been a pretty popular, cool set. So upcoming releases. So we've got Flawless Football just came out this past week, and I think it's like $3,800 a box or something. I don't know. The prices are just insane. But you get 10 cards, 6 autos. All cards are numbered to 25 or less. A couple memorabilia and gems. So the gemstone cards. So at least they haven't increased production or anything like that. But the price is still just insane. There's the Series 2 Upper Deck Hockey for 21-22 hockey. Contenders Optic Football comes out on the 22nd. And that's 6 cards per box, 2 autos. 6 cards per pack, 1 pack per box, 2 autos, 1 parallel, 1 insert, and 2 base cards. So pretty standard. That set really hasn't changed at all. Topps Definitive Baseball, comes out on the 24th. That's a pretty highly anticipated product, really high end. That one has 1 pack per box, 8 cards. All hits, 6 autos or auto relics. Every card in the product numbered to 50 or less. So kind of a Topps Flawless version, if you want to call it that, without the gems. And then on the 24th, you have Select Baseball, which of course is an unlicensed product. And that's 2 autos, 2 mem, 3 numbered prisms, 5 inserts. And that's 12 packs with 5 cards per pack. And then you have baseball factory sets, the Topps factory sets. Those are coming out. Ooh, let's see. Oh, the select boxes are 165 bucks. That's actually not that bad. It's unlicensed, but still, that's a pretty good price. The baseball factory sets come out. It's like just end of June. It doesn't really have a specific date, and there's 60 bucks. So pretty standard there. I think you get a 5-card pack of foil board parallels along with the set. So pretty standard for them. SP Authentic Hockey comes out on the 22nd. You get 1 Future Watch auto, 1 Spectrum FX bounty card, 3 red parallel base cards, and 6 total cards. 6 total cards from among base celebrated moments, cheerleaders, and top performers. So, don't do a lot of hockey, but that's coming out for. So there's a lot of hockey stuff coming out very shortly. Upper Deck hockey stuff. Topps update, baseball update will be out pretty soon. Nothing really changing there. Price is about the same. Number of cards is about the same. Let's see. Yeah, Flawless. Looks like that's about it for release news. Let's go see what else we've got in here. Yeah, Panini with the Warrior set. And that's about it for hobby news right now. Let's see, in the hobby. So, any of those topics sound like something we need to expand upon? The card companies, paid unions, found with really old gum. Yeah, so those are sort of the upcoming products. Prism has been out for a little while now, and I kind of talked about this a little bit last video. Prism Football, that is. Kind of talked about this a little bit last video, but I've seen it being really disappointing to a lot of people. Seems like autographs were left out, things like that. Neil Cards did a pretty cool video, I thought. No, I am not going to the National. Not this year. I live about 3 hours from Chicago. So generally my plan is every other year I go to the National in Chicago. I just don't, flying and hotels and all that stuff, maybe if as a content creator, if that grows enough and it makes it a little bit more viable to fly across the country to go to stuff. But I generally am buying dollar box stuff, and I don't really need to go to the National to get dollar box stuff. Now, that being said, love the National. Do I want to go? Absolutely yes. And am I excited for next year in Chicago? Of course. And I come out of there with hundreds and hundreds of cards for good prices that I can make a good profit on, and stuff for the PC that I can't really find anywhere else. So definitely worth it to go. It's just for me with the expenses and everything else. To me, this is still. I mean, yeah, I do it and make some money at it and stuff, and I work on growing a PC, but to me, this is still mostly a hobby. For me, it's for fun, and I want to do it casually. I have a real job that pays a real income and all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of, I don't know. I don't feel like I have to. I've seen some of the channels like Roth Cards and Mojo and all those guys that fly all around the country to all these shows. I'm pretty sure they're mostly doing that for content. I don't think they're really making money on the cards much and stuff. It's just kind of flipping from one to another to give them some content. But which is fine. I don't know that that's really what I want to do. I don't feel like flying around the country every week to a show. Yeah, I agree. Content from the National is tippity top. My videos from the National last year, I don't know if you've seen any of them, but if you haven't, you're welcome to go back and watch them. But I got some great content out of them. Opening silver packs and just walking the show floor and pickups and sales and things at booths, and there's all the players there to sign and things like that. The National is a spectacular place, but uh, last year was the or, yeah last year, I guess technically it's almost last year now. It was last July in Chicago. It was a great show, but it was different than everyone I had been to before. It was so busy and there was so much hustle, and there was a like trade night every night, and I'd probably gone to maybe six or seven of them in the past, and yeah, it was just different. There was so much boom in the hobby at the time. Had come down a little bit. The biggest boom was like February, March last year. By summer, it started settling down a little bit, but then of course in July is that uh, sort of renewed push for football, which of course is the main thing that I PC and operate in, for resale and stuff. That um, there it was almost just as much boom in July as there was February, March because of the season approaching. Um, let's see, it looks like reward in a hobby shop burglary, $1.2 million bid for a LeBron card. So hobby shop got broken into. I'm not sure why there would be a $1.2 million LeBron card just in a display case in the front of a hobby shop, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to look into that a little further. Let's see. Um, Grading has just about caught up. Looks like 1.6 million cards were graded in the month of May. Um, PSA graded 900,000 cards in May. So it looks like they might be just about caught up, I would say, within the next couple months. So it'll be interesting to see if they drop the price and add more bulk services and things like that. Does anybody know if PSA is going to be at the National? I had a friend of mine ask me the other day. Um, she has a bunch of stuff she wants to get graded and was going to fly out there just to do that. And there's nothing on the PSA website that says they're grading. I mean, I know they'll be there, but are they just going to be there as like a PR thing, or are they grading? Okay. I would assume they're going to grade, but she was asking me, she's not that familiar with the hobby. She had some cards that okay, Beckett will be. She really wants to go with PSA. She has a lot of vintage, so I think that's probably her motivation. You know, I don't know. She wanted to do, I thought, well, maybe she can do some CSG stuff. I don't know, because I'm sure they'll be there grading. But I just, I told her, I said, I don't know, you're gonna have to keep following up with the website because I don't know anything more than anyone else. And it's like middle of June and we don't know. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I remember last year, which is what I had told her, was PSA had announced they were grading and what the fee was, and I'd already had, people had already had the sheet film, all filled out with what they were going to submit and everything. So I wish they would take appointments. I think that that's something that needs to be thought of. I have a couple super high end um, rare cards that I want to get graded in person, and I wish I could go to like PSA's website, pay them $100 a card or whatever ridiculous amount they want to charge to do it in person, and then schedule an appointment. So like you don't have to waste your whole show standing in line to submit these cards. You could schedule an appointment of you could schedule an appointment, for 10 a.m. or something. And let's say if, you're not there by quarter after 10, boom, you lose your spot and they move on. Um, I know for them that would kind of suck because they would have to keep track of all these appointments, and if people don't show up, then that's, one less person they could have taken in line for a submission. Yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like if I do the grading there, I'd want to wait there on the first day so that I could potentially pick them up the same week, by the end of the weekend. So I'd have to sit there all day Thursday just in the PSA line to submit my stupid cards. I'm not saying it's not worth it or that people go there just to do that, but I don't know. I would love an appointment. It would avoid a lot of the lines, and you could have a window. Okay, you have to be here from 10 to 10:15 to submit your cards or spots given up. But I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, CSG got a new um, executive chair, so they've increased some things on their side as far as their um, board and their management. Gretzky jersey sold for a new record. So that's kind of interesting news. Gretzky's one of those guys I don't think his records will ever be broken. Barefoot kicker, mail away autograph. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else on here on collector stories that are super interesting to cover over the past week. I thought I had a lot more news than what I'm seeing here. I think maybe it's under here. Okay, this one. This was one that I wanted to cover. So Mike Mahan, I think is how you pronounce it. He just got announced as the CEO for Fanatics Collectibles. I thought this was a pretty interesting move. Let's see. He will be in charge of physical and digital collectible brands, which include Topps, of course, Candy Digital, and like a couple other things that they manage. Topps would be the bigger one. He was the head of Dick Clark Productions for a long time, and he is a card collector, which I think was a smart move. Um, and he will also be in charge of Zero Cool, which is kind of the new, I don't know, cool card brands, if you want to call it that. That's the brand that did like the Gary V and Friends set and stuff. So I mean, Josh Luber is still there. He's still doing everything else with Fanatics, but this was kind of just their focus for the actual card side of things. So I think that'll be interesting. I hope he does a good job and makes some cool stuff and makes products available. Yeah, watches print run. All the things that we all get concerned about. I had this. I don't remember who I was talking to about it, and I can't find anything on it. But somebody had mentioned that they're looking at doing a completely PSA graded, uh, like I don't want to say set because they would be boxed, but essentially you'd buy, let's say it's like a flawless. You'd buy a flawless box. You get 10 cards in it, and they're all pre-graded and stuff. I don't know that would kind of intrigue me a little bit. you know, you would think anything that would go right from the manufacturer to grading, should get a pretty high grade. I can't imagine you get much less than a 9 on most of the stuff. But I don't know. So I thought that was interesting. I remember back in the early 2000s when I kind of got back into it the first time since I was a kid. They had a lot of products were doing that. You had it was mainly Beckett grading, I believe, but yeah, you'd buy like a hobby box and you get some packs in it, and then you get one graded card. So I could see maybe going back to that some since it's so hard to submit cards and population counts are inaccurate for months because things don't come back graded. That would sort of put some population out there right away so you kind of see what you had. It'll allow you to resell something right away because it's already slabbed and graded. So I think with the way the market has changed, that might be a pretty good move. So another thing, live online eBay. So eBay is doing a live auction service, which I think is interesting. I think this is to probably compete a little bit with Whatnot, which has grown quite a bit in popularity. A lot of people, they have a stack of cards like this, and they just go to Whatnot and they go, "Hey, this card for 2 minutes, pay for it, buy it here. This for 2 minutes, this one." It's just a way to move some stuff real quick. Good opportunities for some buyers to get in on some quick auctions and things. So I don't know much about it. It looks like they're going to have live events. So it's going to be like a pre-announced. You can do a live. Looks like it's going to start next week. These events will offer potential customers the chance to interact live with sellers, learning more about a specific item and option, and to buy products directly in the stream. Let's see here. I gotta click on this. The new beta technology combines entertainment with instant purchasing. The first segment is set for Wednesday, June 22nd at 3 p.m. Eastern, and will offer a curated selection of trading cards from eBay seller Bleecker Trading. The event will be hosted by DJ Ski. Jens Mineo. Bleecker Trading will offer modern cards including a 95 Finest Michael Jordan red bordered refractor PSA 9 and a 98 Kobe Bryant Skybox That's Jam PSA 10. So it looks like it's going to be limited to certain sellers, at least for now. I'm guessing it's sort of a test of market thing, but I would think at some point it will be open to a seller like me. I mean, I'm a power seller and I've got, high feedback and stuff like that. That maybe at some point I can go back or go into this and then offer some stuff live, which will also help me promote my actual store, I would think. Um, so StockX has some sales reports. F1 is extremely hot. Kind of expected that to slow down a little bit by now. I know it's a big market, but I don't know how many race car fans are collecting cards. I still think most of the purchases are, investors, flippers, whatever. The first real set had just come out, so I still think it's just early buying. WWE wrestling is down. WWE Prism, that is. Wrestling is down, which I'm not surprised at. I've seen some of the retail product in the sitting in the stores, which is kind of interesting. So Prism Wrestling is down from $1,092 a box to $690 a box. That's it. I remember when they were like 12 something, when there was all the early hype. Let's see, Topps Champions League down from 111 to 85. Interesting. Clearly, Donruss Football is down from 330 to 293. Prism Premier League Soccer is down from 257 to 232. 21 Formula One Racing Hobby Box is down from 258 to 208. And Draft Picks, Prism Draft Picks Basketball down from 196 to 174. These are all new products, by the way, this year's stuff. And then here's stuff that's gone up. 19 Panini Chronicles basketball blaster boxes from 30 to 35, the 1920 set. 21 Mosaic football blaster boxes from 38 to 42. 2020 select blaster boxes football from 66 to 71. And then 2021 hoops. Hobby boxes went from 215 to 231. So I don't think any of those are huge surprises. I think that 1920 Chronicles basketball jump, which had that pretty good sized jump, I think that mainly has to do with jaw stuff. Just my impersonation or my impression on it. The Midwest Monster is this weekend. So for those of you who don't know what that show is, it's in Indianapolis. It's I love the name of it. I just think it's fun and attractive. This is something that I would maybe consider going to in the future. Obviously this year it wasn't. I'm glad I didn't plan to. It wouldn't have worked for me anyway. I've had so much to deal with here with the storms and all the cleanup and stuff. But that's something I might look at going to. I've heard really good things about it. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is one of my favorite areas of the country. It's not a very far drive for me or anything either. So, um, yeah. There's a Jordan rookie buyback auto sold for $1 million. I think that was kind of interesting. But it's a one of 23 copies of an 87 Fleer rookie signed as part of a 20th anniversary promotion by Upper Deck. So for $1,008,000 at Auction Tuesday. An 8.5 with a 9 auto by Beckett um, was part of a Jordan only auction. So there are other Jordan autoed rookies, but they've all had to be authenticated. This is the only like Upper Deck got the cards, brought them to Michael Jordan. He signed them in front of them, and then they repacked them or resold them or however that was handled. So that's why I think it went for so much. Leland's auctions got some big stuff, some Ruth stuff, some Brady rookies, kind of the typical high end stuff. There's a Fanatics auction coming up. So one of the things I found interesting, it was probably the week before, but Topps and Fanatics are going to be offering college card packs. So we're seeing more and more of the, now that college players can sign contracts and stuff, we're going to see more and more of those products. There's a lot of like personal licensed products out there now, like Wild Card, and we just got Bowman U. And I think you're going to see more and more of that. It's much cheaper that way than once they have professional contracts and you got to pay the NFL and blah blah blah. So I think we're going to see more and more of those types of products, and I think they're going to become more popular because they're going to be considered their rookie cards. Think about like Bowman baseball, right? You got this prospecting where you have these players that are coming out that won't be in the major leagues for 5-6 years, and collectors and investors chase that stuff pretty early on. Let's see, the trading card vault service from eBay. We talked about this a little bit last video. That is open now. Again, it's something I was going to look into a little bit more this week. Haven't really had the time with everything going on, but I haven't heard anything about it, good or bad, so I don't know who's using it or what, but I'm really interested to get something in there just to see how the vault service goes, especially since it's free right now. So those are kind of the big, hobby news type stuff. Let's see. Let's go into here. Oh yeah, 91. All right, so I think those are kind of the key topics that I wanted to cover today. I think Fanatics is making some really good moves, and they're bringing Topps along with them, which is smart and probably the reason they paid as much as they paid to get them on board. I'm excited to see what sort of products they put out, especially the college products. I think they're smart. I think there's a future in that. You know, it gives them an option to sell some things at a more affordable price, and you get a shot at some players earlier and things like that. The wild card stuff that last year, their stuff that came out was the earliest football products for the players that we saw this past year. Justin Fields and Mac Jones and stuff like that. And it was nice. It was nice to have some of that stuff early at an affordable price, quality cards. And I don't personally care that much about the NFL uniform. I think more collectors, fans, investors are player people than they are team people. See, when I was a kid, everybody wanted all the Packer cards or all the Bears cards or whatever. And I'm not saying there aren't team fans that want cards, but I never really cared. Like if I'm a Brett Favre fan, I don't really care if he's in a Jets uniform or he's in his college uniform or something like that. And I think there's more and more collectors and investors that feel that way. So I think it's less important that it's licensed, maybe. Um, Now, cards when they're in the professional league, like MLB or NFL or whatever, then I kind of want them to be in the pro uniform. I don't really want a shot of a player, playing for the Patriots and then all the logos and stuff are wiped out. Like, I can see where, third and fourth year cards of a pro player is it's not popular to be unlicensed, but when they're just coming out of college or whatever the case may be before they're actually on the pro team, I care less what uniform they're in. I mean, look at all the Brady rookies where he's in like a practice jersey and stuff like that. I don't see anybody that concerned about that. The higher end products, they might want to put more focus on it and make sure, everybody's in pro uniforms and it's an action shot from a game and, things like that. But heck, even the cards they make now where it's memorabilia in the card, they're not game used or anything like that. So like if they can do that, and I know most collectors and investors don't like that, but cards are still selling. People are still buying them. They're still flipping them. They're still buying the boxes. So I don't really see the uniform thing as being the biggest concern. So like Prism Baseball, for example, if I get a rookie in there, I don't really care what uniform it is because it's going to be some minor league team or college uniform that they're in anyway. But like if I pull a Trout card out of this year's Prism Baseball, I I don't really care for that because I know he's a California Angel and or Anaheim Angels or wherever the hell they're located now, and I don't really want the logo and the name and all that wiped off of that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of where I'm coming from on the player licensed and um, not professional organization license type stuff. So I think these companies, Panini and Fanatics and stuff, I think they're going to hit up these players as early as they can because then they don't have to care about the professional side of licensing and being in the uniforms for pictures and stuff like that. So let's see, today's the 19th, so those releases that we talked about all coming up this week. Um, so yeah, I think that's probably the big thing. My plans this week, next Saturday, I have a local card show I'm going to go to. It's a show in Green Bay area. I'm going to be basically looking for my regular dollar box type stuff. The shows are slower in the summer, especially around here because we get like 3 months where you can actually go out and do stuff before um, winter sort of takes you out, and then you're looking for stuff to do because you can't really go outside. So I think it's going to be slower there, and I'm kind of excited about that. I think I'm going to have some opportunity to pick up a bunch of stuff. The football market hasn't really hit any kind of boom yet. I think football cards are, well, we're seeing it. They're kind of overtaking the most popular cards in the hobby. It was basketball for a while. Basketball's really dropped down. Um, Baseball's mainly vintage, as far as its sort of its niche in the market of steadiness and increase over time. And I think football's really grabbing on. I want to get a lot more vintage. Um, this week I have some pretty exciting stuff coming in. I'm actually going to pull this up so I can talk about it a little bit. I have some pretty exciting purchases coming in. Let's see, purchase history, that I'm really kind of waiting for. Um, like I said, it hasn't been as big a focus recently because of other things going on, but I have another decent Jordan lot. Some base cards. I've been able to find some Jordan stuff going a little bit cheaper. So, and I have a seller who had a bunch of separate lots listed, and I bought those. I have. This is really exciting for me. I have a lot of 55 Bowman football coming in, a lot of 78, 79 Topps basketball coming in, a lot of 1958 Topps football, 77, 78 Topps basketball, Some Merlin Soccer refractors, one of my all-time favorite sets. Um, yeah, that vintage. Yeah, that now I have this up. So those that vintage baseball rookies that I had showed, they call them vintage, but um, this package that I had opened earlier for those that are just on the chat now, I got all these amazing, nice baseball rookies, all in really, really, really good shape. I have to look at them closely, but got Greg Maddux rookie, a couple of Bonds rookies, a McGuire rookie, Gwynn rookies, a couple of Terry Bradshaw, a little later in his career, but still definitely marketable. A couple of here's a Bonds, here's another Gwynn. Anyway, you got and a Mattingly rookie. I got all these for $13. So that's what I mean about the opportunities that are out there right now. Um, so yeah, I have a big soccer lot, 85 soccer card stars vets lot. Um, so I have that coming. I have a WWE 20 card lot from 1990. It's got oh no, not from 1990. This is a Prism lot, Stars Prism lot. So I've got the prices have gone down a bit on the WWE Prism, so I've been trying to pick up some of that. So this lot has The Rock, Goldberg, Foley, Cena, Andre the Giant. I mean, and color too. There's red, white, and blues, and got a pretty good price on those. I think WWF is going to be something that will pick up a little bit again. It's a very cyclical uh, sport, if you want to call it that. I mean, I guess it's a sport. It's scripted, but it's kind of still a sport. Anyway, but WWE has a really good group of wrestlers for a while, and then it kind of fades away from mainstream, and then it kind of comes back and it goes away. And I think we're getting close to a time where it's gonna start gaining a lot of popularity again. They're doing a lot, without COVID, they've been able to do a lot more like road shows and things like that, which bodes well for that sport. So I'm just trying to get a bunch of the goats, if you want to call them that, in the Prism um, WWE that I bought. I only bought like 2 hanger packs or something, and the stuff has sold pretty well. Like the main actors and stuff have done pretty well. So pick up some of that. I've been buying some early 90s, late 80s, early 90s WWF stuff. So with Hogan and that kind of thing, that seems to obviously do the best. But trying to get a few of the new guys. There's rookie cards in that and stuff, rookie wrestler cards, and um, so anyway, trying to cover some of that too. So I've got some really interesting lots coming in, lots of vintage common stuff, which has been a nice hit for me. You'll see when I finally post this new sales day video, you'll see some more vintage in there. So I try to buy them around a quarter a card. Up to 50 cents. I think I paid a little bit more for the 1955 Bowman stuff. It's so old and they're in pretty good shape. So I think I paid almost $1 a card for those, but I think that's going to be a pretty easy flip for some profit. But I try to normal vintage, more modern vintage 60s, 70s. I try to pay about a quarter a card. Excuse me. And then I flip them for about $3 a piece on average for the no name, the straight commons, not even semi stars or anything like that. And then it just goes up from there. So if you're getting them at a quarter piece, selling them for $3, it's pretty good. Pretty good flips. Buy them in quantity and just list them all and stick them in a couple of vintage boxes and put them aside, and then dig them out as they sell. So it's not an instant flip. It's not like you can buy 100 1960 tops commons and then just flip them all out. But you sell a few here and a few there, and that's how you get that steady stream of income back in. You can buy a couple more lots, and you can get some other stuff that are more instant flips. Things like Bonds rookies should be quick flips, stuff like that. that's kind of how I do it anyway. The uh, the slow sales that have the bigger margins, those sort of pay all the bills, and then the quicker flips are the profit that I can either keep and use for something else, or I can flip into something I want, or upgrade the PC, whatever. So anyway, but we're at about an hour, so I appreciate everybody watching. Does anybody have anything else they want to cover? Any comments on the video or topics from today? Otherwise, I'm going to let y'all go. Tomorrow is a holiday, so if you have off, enjoy it. If not, sorry you got to work. I'll be off. Today's Father's Day as well, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My dad has had some medical issues lately, so I'm excited to go and see him, see how he's doing. Help him with some stuff around the house, and yeah, just have some family time. So, but weather looks great here today. Hopefully it holds up. We've had an interesting week, and hope it's nice out where you are, and you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.